Bruno is sitting on the couch. Netflix is playing on the TV. He's not watching it. His eyes are on his phone, thumb flicking through reels. A cooking video. A dog. Someone crying about their ex. A cooking video again. He doesn't even realize he's seen it before. The microwave beeps. His food is done. He doesn't get up. Not because he's comfortable, because the next video already started. 30 seconds later, he's standing in front of the microwave waiting for his plate to cool down. And in that 30 seconds of silence, no screen, no sound, no stimulation, his hand reaches for his back pocket. He catches himself. He just needed 30 seconds of nothing, and his brain couldn't do it. If you've ever put on a movie and then opened your phone because the movie wasn't enough, if you've ever closed Instagram, stared at your home screen for 2 seconds and then opened Instagram again without thinking, if you've ever watched a 10-minute video at 2 times speed because normal speed felt like slow motion, this isn't a willpower problem. And no, your brain hasn't been chemically rewritten or permanently damaged. It has simply adapted to constant stimulation. And the thing everyone is telling you to do about it, the dopamine detox, is a complete lie. Let's start with what's actually happening to you. Pip is at a coffee shop. He opens his phone, Instagram, scrolls for 10 seconds, nothing interesting. Closes the app, puts his phone down. 2 seconds later, he picks it up, opens Instagram. Same feed, same posts. He didn't even decide to do it. His fingers just moved on their own. This is called the muscle memory app loop. Pip isn't scrolling because he wants to. He's scrolling because his fingers have been trained like a lab rat pressing a lever. The behavior bypasses conscious thought entirely. His prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for decision-making, isn't even consulted. The motor cortex just fires. Ziggy is worse. He can't watch a single video anymore unless the screen is split in half. Top half, someone explaining something. Bottom half, Subway Surfers gameplay. He needs both running at the same time or his brain checks out within 8 seconds. This is called sludge content, visual garbage layered under real content because the brain's reward threshold has been jacked so high that one stream of information isn't enough anymore. This isn't laziness, this is tolerance. And the data confirms it. The American Psychological Association published a large-scale meta-analysis in 2025 confirming that heavy short-form video consumption is directly linked to decreased attention control, reduced executive function, and impaired self-regulation. A separate brain imaging study found structural changes in the reward circuits of heavy users, the same areas affected in substance addiction. The average American adult now spends 7 hours and 2 minutes per day on screens. For ages 18 to 29, 1 in 4 reports 9 to 12 hours. So why does this happen? Dr. Anna Lembke, professor of psychiatry at Stanford and author of Dopamine Nation, explains it like this. Your brain has a pleasure-pain balance, like a seesaw. Every time you get a hit of dopamine, a like, a notification, a new video, the seesaw tips toward pleasure. But the brain hates being off balance, so it immediately tips the other direction, toward pain to compensate. That dip is the feeling of, I need more. So you scroll again, and again, and again. Over time, the seesaw recalibrates. Your baseline shifts to the pain side. Now you need more stimulation just to feel normal. That's why YouTube at normal speed feels unbearable. That's why a 1-minute TikTok feels long. That's why you can't stand in front of a microwave for 30 seconds without pulling out your phone. Your reward system has been dulled, like a speaker that's been playing too loud for too long. The speaker still works, but everything sounds flat. Bruno looks at Pip and Ziggy. He wants to say something helpful, but he's the same. He just hides it better. So here's where most people go wrong.
They Google how to fix dopamine, and they find the same answer everywhere. Dopamine detox. Stop all stimulation. Go monk mode. No phone, no music, no sugar, no fun. Sit in a room and stare at a wall for 24 hours. Reset your brain. It sounds clean, scientific, disciplined, and it's nonsense. The Cleveland Clinic says it plainly, there is no such thing as a true dopamine detox. Dopamine is not a toxin, it's a neurotransmitter your brain needs to function. You can't flush it out, you can't reset it by skipping a day. The BBC reported in January 2026 that dopamine isn't even a pleasure chemical, it's a motivation chemical. It doesn't make you feel good, it makes you want things. Detoxing from wanting is not a strategy, it's just suffering with a brand name. Even Dr. Cameron Sepah, the psychiatrist who coined the term dopamine fasting, publicly clarified that his concept was never about reducing dopamine, it was about reducing exposure to specific compulsive behaviors, a standard cognitive behavioral therapy technique. The internet took his clinical framework, stripped the nuance, turned it into a 30-day challenge, and sold it back to people as a personality trait. And here's the part that should actually make you angry. Finn deleted TikTok and Instagram 3 months ago. He felt proud, disciplined, free. Then someone looked at his screen time report. 4 hours a day on LinkedIn, 2 hours on Zillow browsing houses he can't afford, an hour refreshing his stock portfolio. He didn't quit dopamine, he just put it in a suit and tie. There's a name for this. It's called the productive doom scroll. The reward circuit doesn't care whether you're watching TikTok dances or refreshing your investment app. Fast novelty is fast novelty. The seesaw tips the same way. And then there's the saving trap. You've done this. You see a reel about a morning routine or a recipe or a workout plan, you tap save. Your brain registers a tiny hit of progress. I have this information now. My life is going to improve. You never watch it again. You have 400 saved posts collecting dust while your actual morning routine is hitting snooze 3 times and scrolling in bed for 40 minutes. Saving content is not consuming content. It's a dopamine transaction disguised as self-improvement. So if detoxing is fake, and deleting apps doesn't work, and even switching to productive scrolling is the same trap in different clothes, what actually works? Bruno didn't look at another TikTok to find out. For the first time, he looked at actual clinical data. Here is what real therapists suggest. Tool 1, the 30-day single cut. This comes directly from Anna Lembke's clinical practice. You don't quit everything, you quit one thing, the one thing that has the strongest grip on you. For Ziggy, it was TikTok, specifically the sludge content that had trained his brain to need 2 streams at once. For Pip, it was Instagram. For Finn, it was the stock app. You removed that one thing for 30 days. Not forever, 30 days. Lembke's research shows that this is roughly how long it takes for the pleasure-pain seesaw to begin recalibrating. The first 2 weeks are the worst. Everything feels flat, boring, pointless. That's not a sign it's not working. That's a sign it is. Your brain is recalibrating to a lower baseline. By week 3, normal things start to feel interesting again. A conversation, a walk, cooking without a podcast playing. The volume on life slowly comes back up. Ziggy tried it. The first night without TikTok, he sat on his bed staring at the wall. His thumb was literally twitching in the air, swiping at a screen that wasn't there. He picked up a book, read 2 sentences, put it down, picked up his phone, remembered the app was gone, sat there. His brain was screaming for that double screen stimulation. By week 3, he finished a full episode of a TV show without picking up his phone once. He almost cried. Tool 2, the friction method. This one comes from real people who actually beat the scroll. Not productivity gurus, but users on Reddit/nosurf community who tried everything and tracked what worked. The answer wasn't willpower, it was friction.
You don't delete apps, you make them annoying to open. Add a screen time delay, a 5-second pause before the app launches. Move your charger out of the bedroom. Log out of every app so you have to type your password each time. One user said, I set my app blocker so I have to wait 10 minutes on a blank screen to unlock Instagram. That 10 minutes is enough for the impulse to die every single time. The principle is simple. You're not fighting your brain, you're redesigning the environment, so the path between impulse and action is longer. Every second of friction is a second your prefrontal cortex has to wake up and ask, do I actually want this? Pip tried it. He moved his charger to the kitchen. The first night, he lay in bed with nothing to scroll. He stared at the ceiling for 20 minutes. It was the most uncomfortable 20 minutes of his life. Within a week, he was falling asleep 30 minutes faster. Tool 3, boredom exposure. This is the one nobody wants to hear. Your brain has lost the ability to do nothing, and the only way to get it back is to practice doing nothing. Start absurdly small. The next time your microwave is running, don't pull out your phone. Stand there. Let the 30 seconds happen. Feel the discomfort. That discomfort is your brain throwing a tantrum because it didn't get its hit. Let it scream. It will stop. Then expand. Wait for an elevator without checking your phone. Eat lunch without a screen. Sit in a waiting room and just sit. Each time you survive a moment of boredom without reaching for stimulation, you are rebuilding a neural pathway that has been eroded by years of instant gratification. Neuroscience calls this restoring your default mode network, the brain system responsible for self-reflection, creativity, and long-term planning. It only activates when you're not consuming. Every moment of boredom is a rep at the gym for the part of your brain that makes you human. Bruno tried it. He stood in front of his microwave for 30 seconds without his phone. His hand twitched toward his pocket twice. He didn't reach in. When the microwave beeped, he felt something he hadn't felt in months. Nothing. And it was enough. Here's your challenge for this week. It's not a 30-day monk mode detox. It's much more specific. Find your trigger app, the one app you open first thing in the morning before your feet even hit the floor. Delete it. Not forever, just for 7 days. The first 3 days, your thumb will automatically search for it on your home screen. Let it miss. You don't need to detox your dopamine. You just need to break the automatic loop. Your brain isn't broken. It's just forgotten that it doesn't always need to be fed. 7 days, one app. Start there.